Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of This Venture. When I first started planning this video, my idea was simple to show you how to make a station map in QGIS. But during the process, something new took shape. Out of that workflow came CartoZen, a tool designed to make map making even simpler. In today's video, instead of just a QGIS tutorial, we will explore how to create a map directly from your .csv or Excel files containing the station coordinates. And along the way, I'll introduce you to CartoZen, what it does, how it works, and how it can make the process smoother and more accessible. So let's dive into our video. CartoZen is a Streamlit based app. Just type in CartoZen v1.streamlit.app in your web browser and you will be arriving within the software panel. The current version is 1.1, just a slight improvement made with the original stable version. As you can see, there is a interactive side panel and a main panel where the map view will be observed. So there are many options from data uploading to exporting that is provided within the side panel as well as in the top part of the main panel. There are three view options provided for CartoZen: for the main map view, for the details in the about section, and the change log that have the changes that have been made in the software till now. First, click the data upload expander and you can add your data, which might either be in the form of CSV file or in XLSX. Here we are using the dataset called African cities, which is a roughly made data. Make sure that data format, the lat long formats, whether that is in degree decimal or in degree minute second, is properly matched within the option provided in the interface. Here the dataset is in degree decimal format, so we have to match that within the interface, and once you select that, you can see a preview of the map coming right up. So the base file is Cartopy generated. It's not a dynamic version, it's a static map. We will be enhancing this in the future. Now to change the extent, you can just unselect the autofit extent option and enter an approximate value as per your scale in the buffer around data. The value you will be entering is in degrees. So once you enter the required value, you can see the scale changing in the map view. Once you are satisfied with the current extent, then you can move on to the next option. If you have a shape file or a KML file which you want to be overlaid on the screen, you can add using the overlay button. So we are not using that, so we are simply moving on to the next aspect where you can change the map colors. So once that is done, we will be moving on to the marker, that is the station marker. You can change the shape of the marker or the color as per the options that are provided within the interface, as well as the size and the border or halo options that are provided within the interface. Once you are done that, you can change the position of the labeling around the marker based on the label offset that is provided here. So if you imagine a XY plane, minus X is for left, plus X is for right, minus Y is for down, and plus Y is for up. So you enter the lat long coordinates as per that representation, where long is for minus X and plus X, lat is for minus Y to plus Y. So once that is done, we can move on to the grid panel. If you want a gridded layout, you can just select the grid option. Before selecting the grid panel, you can adjust the grid spacing by changing the grid interval that is provided there. You can enter the value integer, you can enter any integer value as per your preference, as per how much grid spacing that you want. Now if you don't want any grid layout, you can simply uncheck. Once you have selected the grid layout, you can also select what type of grid lines that you want, whether you want a solid line, dashed line, or a dotted line, and you can change the thickness of the grid lines as per your preference as well. You can also change the grid line colors, that is up to your preference. Once that is done, we will move on to the map elements, whether you want to add legends, whether you want to add scale bars or north arrow. You are provided with the options for that, and there are some options to customize them as well. So you can enter the position, you can change the position of them, you can change the size, you can change the color for the north arrow as well. For the scale bar, depending upon your map extent, you can provide the range, how long that scale bar is and how much segments you need or you want to show there. And also, depending upon your map extent, change the thickness. You are provided with the option to change thickness as well. Once you are done with that, we will move on to the next part, inset. So you can change the inset space as per your preference, whether you want to see it on a global scale or a continental scale or a regional scale. So depending upon the extent of your station coordinates, you can change the inset extent itself. And if you are uploading an AOI, you can change the extent to the AOI extent as well. Now, for any option other than the global scale, there is a padding option provided so that you can change the extent within the inset layout. The declutter and cluster options are provided when within the given space the stations are very crowded. So to declutter them, to provide them with ample spacing so that the labels are not overlapping, or in the case arrives where the labels are crowded around too much or the station themselves are crowded around too much, there is an option to show them in a separate small inset. So I'll show that in a separate video when you have too much stations crowded within a vicinity. After that, you can add your own title to the map. There's a custom text panel that is provided and you can customize it. You can change the position of the title wherever you want to place or wherever you want to align it. You can change the XY position so that your title is aligned like that. There are also options to change the font sizes for all the elements that is provided there, and you are also provided with the option to change the header of the labels in your label column, in the legend column, so you can edit the contents in legend using the legend label columns panel, where you can select which attributes are to be represented in the legend as well as which attribute to be represented in the station marker as well. Depending upon what type of attributes that is provided in your station details, you can change what is to be shown on the map, and you can edit the legend header as per your preference as well. Once the edit is done, it will be reflected in the map layout almost within seconds. Once you are done with all that, you can try changing the layout of your map, whether it is fitting properly in landscape mode or in portrait mode. So whichever that is properly viewed, you can select the layout using the export button. And once you have designed everything properly and you are satisfied with the map view, you can just select the download now option that is provided a bit above the layout, map layout in the main site. You can just click that. You have two ways to save it, either as a JPEG or as a PNG image. Once it is done, you can have a look at the map you have created. There is a feedback option in the software window. So once you click that, you will be redirected to a Google form. Make sure to give proper feedbacks if you are using it. So as per the user feedback, we can make CartoZen a much more productive software in an efficient manner as well. So that's it, guys. I hope that this becomes a really useful tool for all of you, and it makes mapping that much more simpler for all of you. Now, if you need more requirements, or if you have any suggestions for improving this software, you can use the feedback option to provide that as well. Thank you all. This is GIS Venture signing off for today. Take care all. Bye.